I came across an interesting story today from the Daily Signal with the headline, Addressing Fears of Fatherhood. I think I'm messing up my kids. It got me thinking, are there a lot of new dads out there who are unsure of their roles as fathers? Well, if there are, I'd like to share what I learned from my father on how to be a great dad in 5 easy steps. Number 5, teach your children to work. My father would put all of us kids to work every Saturday morning. They were simple chores such as dusting and cleaning off mirrors, but as kids, we thought it was some sort of torturous work camp. Now, as a military family, we moved about every 2 years, and each time we did, we spent at least a day or two as a family cleaning the house and yard. My dad always taught us to leave something in better condition than we found it. And number 4, teach your children that life isn't always fair. The sooner they can learn that, the better off they will be. As a child, this was an especially hard lesson for me. Every time I whined to my father about some unfairness, which was often, believe me, he would tell me to work harder, outwork the other guy, and that's how I would get what I wanted. Number 3, teach your children to envision success. One of the greatest lessons my dad ever shared with me was to imagine the success or goal I wanted to achieve in life. He wanted me to create an image in my mind and then keep that image there. Even if it's just in the back of your mind for years, you will move towards that vision. And number 2, take your children to church. My father is not a religious or spiritual man by nature, but he always took our family to church. Every time we moved to a new area, one of the first things we did was to find the church building and the meeting times. It's where we made friends and learned values that have sustained us over a lifetime. And it's not enough just to talk about God in our homes. Actually stepping inside a church each Sunday brings enormous blessings. Before I get to my top tip on how to be a great dad, I wanted you all to meet my father, Jack Martinez. Thank you for joining me, Dad, and happy Father's Day. You know, we've often heard that young girls want to marry someone just like their dads. Well, in my case, I always wanted to be just like my dad. You were always my greatest inspiration and role model in life. So what advice would you give to new fathers on how to be a great dad?
I think an important part of being a father at any age, as far as the children are concerned, is being with them as much as possible. Time constraints, work constraints do play a role in that. But aside from that, any time you do have available, spend with your children as they're growing. Second, I would think support and be with them when they're growing up. Be part of their life, be part of their interests. Always be there as much as possible. And third, support all their activities, anything they are interested in, anything they choose to do, be a part of it, accept it. It's a short period of time that as a father, as a parent, that you have with the children. So the few years or whatever time you cannot give them, they're wasted, they're lost because they pass very, very quickly.
And that is a great segue into my number 1 most important thing for being a great dad, and that is to spend time with your kids. My dad always let us kids tag along with him on his activities or chores, changing oil on his car, fixing a flat tire, whatever he was doing. One of us was always around. He loves music, and he shared that love with us. We danced around the living room, lip syncing to Neil Diamond and strumming our air guitars. He took us camping and hiking and exploring. Whatever he and my mom liked to do, they brought us kids along. As a result, we had a lifetime of adventure and learning. Happy Father's Day to my dad and all the great dads out there.